Today I'm going to talk about the roadmap and vision for the next 10 years. We started Zycus, although it's 1998, we got into procurement in 2001. We come a long way. That time we had a single product. Now we have a complete suite of solutions. So today what I'm going to talk is, for the next 10 years, what is Zycus's roadmap and Zycus's vision. Last 10 years, we have also seen procurement really change. And I distinctly remember you hear phrases like CPO rising coming up now. That didn't exist earlier. It was more transactional. You hear supply chain, VP supply chain, but the procurement never got that. And that's changed. The economic downturn has changed that. And as Howard said, take advantage of the turbulence. You guys are there to take advantage of the turbulence. It will be strategic. Next 10 years, irrespective of the election, I think there'll be turbulence always. There will be commodity price fluctuations, exchange rate fluctuations. So yes, procurement will be center stage, so take your opportunity. Right now we are on the cusp of a big change. I'm talking personally for Zycus. And the change, it happens the way in nature, you have evolution. Even in the procurement deep sea, there's change everywhere. Fish eating fish. Recently, we have heard of an ERP provider, SAP, acquiring Ariba, and that is a big change. And today, what I want to address over there is how we are going to capitalize on that change. This is was one of my favorite movies. Difficult to get the kids to watch it now. They like those newer animation movies. But a quote from that: when an alien comes from outside, the fish eat the fish food, the shark eat the fish. So from an alien perspective, it would seem as if the ocean should be filled with only sharks. But that's never the case. It's always about balance. It's about balance. Nature always balances. Any economic industry always balances itself over there. And today I want to talk about over there how we would go about providing the balance. We're not there today. It's a journey, and over the next 10 years, I'll just chart out what we would do to provide a balance against ERP. So now you have either Oracle or SAP. Very few will have both, except for some large organizations. So how do we provide a balance? How do we provide an alternative? Because immediately after the acquisition, I went and met all the customers, and one thing which came about is people want choice, and that's how balance comes about. First of all, our goal is to provide procurement performance. We want to deliver value to procurement. To do that, what we want to be is the top global procurement software suite alternative to ERP providers. And yesterday, when I was talking to Howard, he mentioned it's very important to also say what we are not going to be. We are going to be a software suite. We'll provide each and every software which is needed by procurement, but we are not going to have any services. We're not going to get into BPO, neither into sourcing services, although we'll provide services to support our product. So we're going to be very focused only on providing procurement software and any and every software which is needed by the procurement department. What is our strategy? Our strategy is just 3 simple precepts. The first is having a comprehensive solution, and I'll go over it. Everybody would say it's a comprehensive solution. I'll define what at Zycus we are targeting in terms of delivering you a comprehensive solution. The second is customer focus. If we have to deliver procurement value, procurement performance, then we have to focus on you, not on our products. So I'll come to customer focus. And the third, which is very important because even you would be planning out for the long term, whether it's 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years. So how does Zycus provide you that scale and longevity which you would need from a partner in the procurement software? First, from a comprehensive solution suite. Again, what is it we do not want to be? We do not want to be a pseudo suite. Now, what is a pseudo suite? Each and every one of the providers in this space started off with expertise in one solution, whether it was procurement, whether it was sourcing, or in our case, spend analytics. Now, from that, everyone branched off in having solutions across the entire suite. But quite a few of them focused on having filler products. So you have your main product, which is very the other products. Just to complete the suite over there, you would have a product which is not as strong. They would continue to make money off the main product. This is not what we want to be. What we want to provide is a complete solution where each and every product is extremely strong and can stand up on its own merit. So from a product suite perspective, the sourcing suite, we have covered the entire breadth, and we'll continue adding more and more as we get work with customers and get ideas. We have spend analysis, sourcing, contract management, supplier management, supplier risk management, and also financial savings management. So this is the complete breadth of the solution. So we focused on making sure we give you everything which is required in that upstream piece. Along with that, we also focused strongly on product depth. In each of the solutions, you'll see, you might not be able to read some of those, but you have those yellow boxes. Those are some of the advanced modules which we have. For example, the costing or the mining module which you have for spend, or you have optimization or financial savings management for collaborating with finance. What we are focused on is having a product depth across each and every product of ours. One of the dilemmas we had, and we discussed a lot internally with analysts, with our customers, when we look at the solutions which are required, the software solutions which are required by procurement, this is half the solution set. The other half is procure to pay. So 3 years ago, we had a big debate whether to get into procure to pay or not. And it became clear when we said, if we have to deliver value, and I went and talked to a few customers, what is it we need to do to deliver value, and how do you see the thing changing in 5 years? I still remember those meetings. One of them mentioned that right now I'm going with a la carte, take individual items from different providers, but in the long run, I will want a single provider. So you would want a single provider for the entire suite, I asked. They said yes, everything, because everything for me is part of a continuous process. There is no silos, there is no clean demarcation over there. So if you consider P2P, correct, it has to interact with your contracts, it will feed into your spend system over there, you will manage your suppliers, preferred suppliers in your supplier management. So everything is linked. So that time we made a decision. It was an important decision because to get into P2P, it is the market is mature, and it's a lot of complexity. But we invested 3 years on that. What we also did is when we looked at P2P, we have an advantage once you come in later of looking at things afresh. So when we talked to customers and we looked at the spend data, consistently I found not a single customer has in their eProcurement system spend greater than 20% going through catalogs. 20 is the highest. It can be anywhere from 12% to 20%. So what we looked at is how can you really address that? Because for the non-catalog, eProcurement is a workflow engine, a sophisticated workflow engine, but it's just a workflow engine to route requisitions and digitize those. We came up with a concept of guided procurement. For even the non-catalog, how can you really guide and how can you really help the user or guide the user into the routes you as an organization want him to take. And this concept, I'd like to also thank, we had this concept many years back because we had some of the components like artificial intelligence and guidance. The upstream and downstream completes the entire procurement suite. How do we define? Everybody would say we have a complete product, we satisfy everything. How do we really make sure that we have a solid, comprehensive product? The first and foremost thing which was needed was heavy investment. From our side, we made a commitment. Our R&D team is 1/3 of our company. So we are on 550 employees, out of which 170 are focused on R&D. So because we have to invest across the entire breadth as well as depth, we have multiple teams working on all the different products. The second is customer partnerships. Zycus, we all tell everyone in product manager, product marketing, use your tongue less and use your ear more. We always want to listen to the customer because customer gives us a lot of insights. So for example, in sourcing, one of our customers in the electronics industry, they came and said, we want to run RFQs and events over there with 5,000 to 10,000 items. And that time, the state of the art, everyone in the industry, or most of them, and us, we used to handle 500 to 1,000 items. But we worked with the customer and we got sourcing iSource scaled up to 5,000 to 10,000 items over there for the RFQ, the bid and the bid analysis. And now it just opens up a door for many of the discrete industries where whether it's automotive, aerospace, and so on, where they have such requirements. So customer partnerships, we partner with the customer if they have some ideas which we can get to market. And the third is benchmarking. Benchmarking not with the ERP players, so ERP players would have solutions across the entire breadth, but to benchmark, we would take a provider who's focused only on that one solution. For example, there is a provider focused only on supplier management and supplier risk management. So when we build our product, we benchmark over there to ensure that it gets up to the level for a best of breed provider, because that ensures that the product has great depth. So these are the three things we focus on to make sure we get a comprehensive product. When I mentioned the story about the customer, they say the reason why they also wanted an integrated suite is because everything connects with each other. The data has to flow through the entire system because the business process is continuous. Whether you call it analyze to contract or procure to pay, but everything is just linked together with each other. So integration was very key, and we were fortunate. All our products have been built grounds up. In contrast, some of our competitors, they would have acquired different products, and it takes a lot of time to really get a seamless user interface and a seamless data interface so that data flows across. So the integrated suite has seamless integration across. Now this, we have seamless integration across multiple modules, and this will continue taking it to the next level, because it's not just connection of the adjacent modules. There are a lot of different data flows which we are getting from the customer where integration would be important. One of the major platforms for ensuring that you have good integration is common master data. Common master data is common suppliers, common item master, which is a base across the entire product. So this common master data, we have had an heritage in master data, and we use those platforms over there to provide a single master data framework across all the products. What this enables for you is that you can get a single view. This we're going to work on, we'll showcase it next year, where we would have one view. One view is for a single supplier, for a single item, single category. You would get a view across the entire business process. How is that supplier doing in terms of risk? How is the spend? What are the future opportunities which are there with him, and so on. So the one view, backed up with dashboards, and dashboards are critical, especially for one reason. If you want your managers to look at it, the higher you go up in the organization, people like to look at pictures. But it is because they do not have the time over there. They want to get all the information over there in one shot. So dashboards are extremely critical. Recently, we rolled out parametric dashboards, and we got feedback in some cases that the CFO really liked that, because earlier they would not really be using that, but with the parametric dashboard, the CFO would want to just go in and just type in keyword and see what pops up. And obviously, ERP is the financial systems of record. So you have to integrate with the ERP systems. There, what we are going to focus on is make sure that the integration can be cut short as possible. Because sometimes the integration can take 3 months. For eProcurement, it can take 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months. We are focusing on having easy to configure adapters so you can connect to the ERP systems in a way fast. What are the future thrust areas? As I mentioned, a comprehensive P2P solution, that's one of the thrust area. Seamless integration, that is definitely a thrust area. The third is mobility. Zycus, we have always prided on having our products easy to use, and there's no end to it. We'll always take it to the next level. Mobility is an extension of ease of use. You use the mobile apps today, and you use a web application, there's a world of difference, not just in the size of the device over there, but also in the ease of use. And we are going to invest significantly here. It would not just be a pseudo mobility where the page would come up over there, but you'd want to have native apps. You'd want to make sure that you use the power of networking which is available on the mobile. So these are the future thrust areas we'll have over a couple of years to ensure that we have a comprehensive product. It has to be comprehensive, but it has you an edge over competition. For that, we have to make sure that we come up with innovation which would deliver value to you. These are not academic innovations. When we with the customer, we get a lot of different insights. Based on that, we have filed 13 patents over the last 18 months, and this is something which it really helps our customers over there, because especially, for example, savings management. That's a module which we came up when we were interacting with some customers. And yesterday I met a lady, and she mentioned that when they were talking to finance, it really helps in proving the credibility of procurement. So there are different ideas which come up, and we'll continue focusing on innovation to ensure that we got a comprehensive but differentiated solution suite. Second is extremely important when we are benchmarking against ERPs, because this is the differentiating factor. This is customer focus, and don't take it from me. We have prospects in the room also. Talk to our other customers, or when you do references, ask about the product, but also ask about the focus which we have on the customer. Because I'll show you a few verbs which will not associate with an ERP provider in most cases. Fast. We're extremely fast over there. If there are issues, if there is anything which a customer would need, ensure that we get it around in a very short turnaround. Second is flexible. We'd want to be very flexible. We have given authority all the way down to people who are interacting with you. We want to make it easy to deal with us. You don't want to have bureaucracy. We do not want to be stiff. So we want to be very flexible. If, for example, even as a customer, they wanted a couple of features extremely important for them, we said we'll put it in the contract for you. If that is required, we'll put it in the contract. And that you would not be getting from a large provider, because they have the entire chain of hierarchy who has to sign off before that really happens. And friendly. I always keep on reminding my team, as we grow, we have to have our feet on the ground. Because once you start growing, once you start becoming more arrogant, it shows in your interaction with customer. So we always want to make sure that we are very flexible and we are very friendly, and we always put the customer's interests first. Just a few quotes from our different customers. What are the future thrust areas in terms of customer focus? The first thing is proximity. What we want to do is, we have a globally dispersed team. We would also want to have a team which works with the customers to ensure adoption, get value. So we're going to have a team of customer success managers who will work with you and share best practices. They'll focus on how you can increase the adoption, or how you could get more value out of the solutions. Because, like I said, our goal over there is not to just deliver software, but to deliver procurement value. So to get the value out, there are different processes which we are putting in place. We have the ROI workshop, a 120-day plan. And also, we are ensuring that everyone interacting with the customer, not just the customer success managers. So there are, I think, around 45 to 47 people in the organization who will get certified. There is a good course run by ISM called CPSM, Certified Professional in Supply Management. So we'll make sure that each and every one of our customer facing team is certified on the domain, because we want to focus on delivering value, not just software. Last, when you select a partner, scale and longevity is always a consideration. So the ERP providers, will they be around for the next 10 years? Most likely, yes. Now, Zycus, how do we ensure the scale as well as longevity? You can last for a long time by being very small in a niche area, or you can grow very big suddenly over there through a lot of acquisitions and then collapse. How do we balance both of those out, and how do we get scale and longevity for Zycus? First and foremost important for scale is global size. Global size gives you the opportunity to diversify your risks. It gives the opportunity of increasing the scale, increasing the revenue which you can get from all the different areas. We have customers across all continents. We started off in US 10 years back. Over a period of time, we have gotten customers across the globe. And these are large customers, whether you consider ING or Barclays in Europe, Telstra and Rio Tinto, two of the largest companies in Australia. For scale, global, being global, serving global companies as well as transnational companies. A lot of our customers in US, they have global operations. Often when we have to implement, we implement simultaneously in US, Europe and China. Second thing is, we are focusing on customers of all sizes. Companies or who are extremely large. Like I said, we started with, I think GE at that time was the second or third largest company in the world. So focusing on customers of all sizes. One thing which this ensures is that we make products which are easy to use and configure, because at the high end, the product requirements are very complex. When you get to mid-enterprises, they want solutions which can be deployed fast to get value fast. So it forces us to make sure there's complexity at the back, but from a customer perspective, it's extremely easy to use as well as configure. And to get scale, we have to expand globally. We have to expand across all the products. And like I mentioned, over the last 4 years, we have quadrupled our R&D team. We have increased it from 40 to 170 and will continue increasing it further. Like I said, we want to provide each and every solution which is required, by the procurement community. Sales and marketing. And you would be thinking, how does it, matter for me over there if Zycus is increasing its, investment in sales and marketing? It matters for you because as we invest more in sales and marketing, there are great companies who will build great products, but without sales and marketing, it will not get into the hands of the customer. With this, with the investment in sales and marketing, as you have more and more customers, the product becomes stronger and stronger. The company becomes, more and more sustainable. So it's extremely important for us to invest not just on the product, but also on the sales and marketing side. What are the future thrust areas? As I mentioned earlier, to get scale, we have to focus on suite, continue investing in sales and marketing. Internationally, we want to still look at other areas we can keep on expanding. So recently, we landed a customer in South Africa. We are just starting off in the Middle East. Important to continue the global expansion. A question which always comes to me, all this is great. How many offers have you gotten? Offers in terms of acquisition, and we continuously got it for the last 5 years. Companies get acquired for 2 reasons. One is if the market is not doing well and the synergy would be there somewhere else. The second reason is shareholders want better returns. Shareholders, especially if they're venture capitalists, they've invested, they would want a 10x gain, and they would want the company to be sold. We do not have those pressures. In our industry, most of the acquisitions have happened for the second reason, because of shareholder returns, because the market has always done well. If many of those companies which got acquired, if that continued, they would have been even bigger and stronger. We had venture capitalist investment earlier on, and around 6-7 years back, we bought the entire stake back. And the reason why we did that is we did not want to get acquired, because we wanted to make sure that we continue growing and growing, because we saw the market as great. And I see the market as great again for the next 10 years. What we have focused on is we have always managed fiscally well. We have been cash flow positive for the last 10 years. And we are continuously investing. As you saw, we invested in products, we invested in sales and marketing. And my personal dream over there is to make the company big. It's not to cash out and sell out. So it's extremely important for us to sustain for the long term. This was one of the ads which always remained in my memory. I know how many of you would remember this. The Energizer Bunny keeps on going and going and going over there. We'll see acquisitions happening in the industry. A lot of competitors will fall by the wayside over there. We want to last for the next 10 years over there and provide you a sustainable solution across all your needs. Thank you.